All right. Hello, everyone. I'm going to give people some time to see that we're live and to join. All right. Still giving some time for people to pop on. But today I'm going to be talking about couple of my favorite crystals, and then also some of just the new ones that we have. Actually, ones that we were still unpacking from Tucson. So that's what we will be discussing today. I'm going to show some of those off. All right. And like I said, I'm just giving some time for people to join. But today I'll be talking about some crystals and some of my favorite ones that we have here. All right. Well, don't want to stay silent for too long, so I'll start chatting. But I feel like one of the things that is misunderstood with crystals is that one crystal can have a lot of different purposes and a lot of different properties. And then also the crystal that I might use for a specific purpose might differ from what somebody else would choose for that same purpose. So it definitely is up to interpretation, and it's for you to go with your gut feeling and your own intuition. So that's why when people come into the store, especially if they're not super familiar with this stuff, we like to tell them to just look around and pick out the crystals that call to them. And most of the time, their properties end up being what that person wants to bring into their life. So we kind of know what we need, even if we don't know we know, if that makes sense. So, a lot of the time, I mean, think about the types of crystals that you're attracted to and see if there are any similarities. So for me, I always tend to gravitate towards the darker, more grounding crystals. So the black tourmaline, obsidian, all of that are going to be the ones that I gravitate towards. And that's because I typically need more protection or grounding than maybe ones that are higher vibrational. So okay, so the first one that I'm going to talk about is going to be citrine. So citrine is a really popular one, actually. So it's not one of the lesser known crystals. This is one a lot of people really like. So this is citrine here. And citrine is great for prosperity and confidence, as well as solar plexus work. So this specific piece is 13, but we definitely have more than that. And that is a citrine there. That one is a really great crystal if you're trying to manifest. So if there are things that you want to bring into your life that maybe it feels like you're having a hard time attracting them, if you need a little bit more confidence, confidence that you will receive what it is you're looking for, citrine is a great one to add to your collection. So definitely recommend a citrine for just about anybody. This next one is halite. This is a very unique one. So first of all, just super pretty. That pink color going into that deeper pink. Halite is actually the way that Himalayan pink salt naturally forms. So I don't know if you could tell all the like squares. See that? Yeah, so that is halite or Himalayan pink salt. And this is really great for people who need some help with some self love, being kind and gentle to yourself. So maybe helping to heal some past trauma, especially surrounding relationships. This halite is going to be absolutely lovely for that. So this next one I'm showing, I'm absolutely obsessed with this piece, and I honestly cannot believe that it is still here and still exists in the store. I just cannot believe someone has not already snatched this guy up. But this is a raw chrysocolla piece. Chrysocolla really is excellent for communication as well as lung function in your throat chakra. So as you can see, it's full of some really beautiful, deep, like teal, almost like a teal color. You don't see it raw like this very often. This piece is only $46. So like I said, cannot believe it's still here. So that's the chrysocolla. And then I'm going to keep on chatting and see if more people join. But also you can always rewatch this or message us if you have any questions about some of the crystals that you have and any of the properties. This one here is Shadakite. So this one, I already bought a piece of this because I liked it so much. Because all we have were these tiny little $3 tumbles, but now we have these bigger ones. This is really perfect for your third eye, opening up your intuition. These are only $6, I think. So for the quality of the type of crystal it is, definitely worth it. I'm going to give just a second before I move on, because sometimes it seems like people hop in like 15 minutes into the video. Yeah. So I don't want to go over everything, and then if people join, but at the same time, don't want to keep you all just sitting there. So I'll move on in just a second. I was talking earlier about grounding crystals and how those tend to be what I gravitate towards more. My favorite, which did not used to be my favorite, but now is this tiger iron. So tiger iron actually contains tiger's eye, red jasper, and hematite in there. So it's incredibly grounding. You can actually feel like how heavy it is. So this is a great touchstone for someone who gets anxiety or can just get overwhelmed by energy pretty easily. It's also very protective. So can't really go wrong with that one. This is the palm stone. These are 20. Then we also have these little like heart-shaped worry stones. And these are 12. Does anyone have any questions about some of the crystals they see up there? Or want me to go over it? Otherwise, I'm probably going to hop off and help Miss Eileen in just a second. Really quick, though, I will go over a couple, like the new ones, at least, that we haven't had in store before. So this first one is pink thulite. This is one we had in jewelry and then like raw, but never had these little tumbled. So they're only $2. This is excellent for self-love, working through trauma. And then especially if there is some personal truths about yourself that maybe you need to accept or having a hard time accepting, or you want other people to accept it in you, pink thulite is a great one for that. I gave it to a cousin of mine who was transitioning. So to help him, you know, express himself
Courtney
more
wanted to know the
honestly.
name of the blue one, the third eye connecting.
Oh, that is going to be this one. It's called Shatikite. So here, I'll put it closer to the camera too so you guys can see. Let me try and hold it up. So this is almost a prettier piece of it. And like they're all different too. So Sierra's going to hold some up too. But they're definitely like really unique, which is what I enjoy so much about them is that
They are very blue.
Different. Especially like the ones that have like the green on it too. But yeah, that's the Shatikite. It's not one that you see that often. So definitely recommend getting that if you're trying to open up your intuition. No problem, Courtney. Another good one would be for like the communication. So kind of similar to that chrysocolla specimen I showed you would be this turquoise. So you don't see turquoise in like these bigger pieces as often. These, looks like the tag fell off, but I think they're 20 a piece, I want to say. This is probably the most popular crystal for communication and then as well as making friends. So if you're trying to make more genuine friendships, keeping some turquoise on you is always a good idea. Or if you just want to help yourself communicate a little bit more eloquently. And then these are nice because they actually fit in your pocket, where this specimen would be more something that you would like meditate with, if that makes sense. So,
and also because I like to call people out on their stuff. This is genuine Peruvian turquoise. Turquoise is probably one of the main stones that you see being faked. They'll usually take howlite and inject it with a dye that will then give it that bluish color.
Yeah.
So make sure you're also not being conned into something that is not real.
Yeah, especially like if you get it for a giant piece, like a piece like that for $2, like it's not turquoise.
Yeah.
You pay for what you get. So if something seems like too good of a price to be true, it probably is. Unless you got it from Goddess Elite and we just gave you a sick deal. But yeah, howlite is one, or the turquoise is like that. So actually, since we have it, this is howlite. It's listed under here under magnesite. It's the same thing. Okay, this is a big raw piece, which I really like that we got some good big raw pieces of different crystals because they're great for meditating. This thing's only $15. But this is what they would dye to make it look like turquoise. So they dye it blue. The thing that I love about howlite especially is if you are an anxious person and your anxiety comes out, it's irritability or frustration. So if you can lash out at people because you're overstimulated, I'm one of those people. Howlite really can help with that. It's also great for preteens, so going through hormonal changes and stuff can really help balance that out. Of course, this is always with doctor's approval and along with doctor's suggestions, but it's a really nice one. It is a little chalky. I don't love the texture, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, howlite is a really underrated crystal, I will say. And then the next one I want to talk about is this kunzite. So kunzite's very heart healing, and it's also really great for like romantic love. So a lot of people recommend rose quartz for romantic love. I'm more of like a kunzite or morganite person for that. It's just really pretty, like purpley pink color. So instead of rose quartz, where it's just that really pale pink, kunzite is very like specifically this kind of purpley pink. Sometimes you see it in really light pink, but it is a different color than rose quartz. And it doesn't even, how pretty it is, does not even fully transfer on camera. It's truly like a really gorgeous crystal and it feels so nice. So it's very high vibrational where rose quartz is not. But this is super high vibe. So very, very much a kunzite person for sure. And then I'm not really an amethyst person, but we got these raw pieces of amethyst from Tucson as well. They're like big pieces, and this is only $12.
Yeah, that's a nice piece.
Yeah, for some reason I really like this one. This exact one might not be available because I might end up just taking it home. But we have a lot of other really big pieces of amethyst. that are priced super nicely. We also have, I didn't grab it, but raw versions of that pink Thulite that I was talking about. Much larger pieces, but that would be great for like someone who really wants a lot of transformation. All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about is this Petoskey stone. So apparently this is Michigan's state stone. I did not know that. I guess majority are found there. Let's see if I can show it. Yeah, so these are actually little fossils. So similar to coral, yeah, you can see the little pieces on there. Once I let the camera focus. Let's see, it looks like that. So these are most commonly found in Michigan. This is great for someone who wants to work with their ancestors, who might want to access past lives, anything that's kind of
sorry, friend,
anything that's kind of hidden. This will help you get access to that. So
really nice.
yeah, this is a really cool, and this is the first time I've seen this here.
This looks like snakeskin.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah, it does kind of look like or like alligator skin,
Yeah.
almost. You know.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, but definitely the Shattuckite's probably my favorite, like new one that we've gotten. Just feels super, super nice, and it's kind of similar energy to azurite, but just a little bit more about like the communication aspect too. But I think that's kind of all the ones I wanted to talk about. Didn't have a huge live planned for today, but does anyone have any questions before I hop off? Just going to give a minute or two for that. All right. I think that's about it. Well, anyway, thank you all for listening. We are here today until 7. There's a sale going on with Spheres until Sunday, 20% off. So thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.